Assalamu alaikum. Okay, so you might find yourself in a position like the one I was in. So I worked in the corporate world and I would try to talk to my coworkers about Islam or just about religion in general. And I find that most of them, they're born into a religious family, say Christian family, and somewhere in college they left their faith and they became either an atheist or an agnostic or whatever. And so every time I try to talk to them about this topic, they almost reject me and want to find another topic to talk about, like money and business and some other ventures they've been thinking about. But I always try to bring them back to this topic because I think it's more important to think about and to contemplate than talk about business and other ventures that they think about. And so every time I bring this topic, they're reluctant and they don't want to talk to me. And so I thought, why is that? And then I realized it's because they're so busy in this life, doing whatever they're doing, going to work every day, accumulating as much money as they can, trying to get the promotion and partying on the weekend. They don't have time to think. And when you ask them, then what is your purpose in this world? Then they just push that question, and brush it underneath the rug and say, I'll think about that later. But right now, let me live my life. Yeah, I mean, they thought about this question. That's why they became an atheist. But they never really gave it its due right and really gave it some thought. So I was listening to a lecture by Mohammed Hijab. He is in the UK and he's a very a great advocate of Islam and a da'i. And he says when you encounter somebody like that, give him this analogy, and I loved it. And he said, so imagine you go to sleep, okay, and you wake up the next day, you don't find yourself where you slept. If you slept on your bed, you find yourself that you're not there anymore, that you just woke up suddenly on a train. So if that was your scenario, there are a set of questions that you would ask just to understand the situation or what's going on. If you will find yourself on a moving train all of a sudden, you would have three questions really you probably would ask. Number one, why am I here? Number two, how did I get here? And number three, where am I going? Now these are logical questions that you would ask if you find yourself on a moving train all of a sudden. How come these questions are not asked when you are on the train of life? That you suddenly woke up in this world and this world is moving and you don't ask these set of questions about your own life. What am I doing here? How did I get here? Where are we going? These are fundamental questions for any person that would give thought to this idea. Is there more to this world than just me living life, trying to make it, try to get this promotion or making some money here and there? When I give you the scenario of you just suddenly woke up on the train, you would give these logical questions. There's no way you won't do it. You won't just sit on this train and barricade yourself from any other rider. You will ask these questions. How did I get here? What am I doing here? Where are we going? These are logical questions you would ask in that scenario. Those questions should definitely be asked when you are on the train of life. Ask these questions. So next time you do encounter somebody like that, give him this analogy, like, hey, if you find yourself on a train, blah, 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 what would you do? He will literally give you minimum two of those questions, if not all three of them. He will give you those three questions. Then tell him, how come on the train of life you don't ask these questions? So just a small thought. Hope you enjoyed. Don't forget, comment, like, share the video, and inshallah we'll see you on the next one. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.